Hello everyone, my name is Jian Jiang from Shandong University. I am advised by Professor Chang Yi and Professor Shiqing Xin. In this presentation, I will introduce our paper titled DeFillet, Detection and Removal of Fillet Regions in Polygonal CAD Models. So, what is a fillet surface? A fillet creates a smooth, curved transition between two adjacent surfaces along their shared edge. On the right, you can see how a CNC machine actually mills the rounded edges straight into the part using a fillet tool. It works kind of like the path a ball would roll along between those surfaces, so it's often called a rolling ball surface. Compared to sharp corners, fillets help distribute stress more evenly, reducing the chance of failure. On the right, we see how fillets enhance safety, aesthetics, durability, and ergonomics, making products not only stronger, but also more user-friendly and visually refined. Our goal has two parts: detect the fillet regions, and then remove them to get a simplified shape. We face three main challenges. First, blurred boundaries make it difficult to accurately identify fillets. Second, some fillet primitives are partially occluded. And third, the trajectories of fillets can be highly complex and irregular. Our work is based on a key geometric observation. When constructing a 3D Verneuil diagram over a set of sample points on the mesh surface, some Verneuil vertices tend to cluster densely and align closely with the rolling ball trajectories of fillet regions. Our fillet detection consists of 4 steps, which I will introduce one by one. To make Verneuil vertices serve as candidates for rolling ball trajectories, our algorithm samples points at the centroids of mesh triangles to construct the Verneuil diagram. If we compute the diagram using all samples at once, the points from different regions interfere with each other, resulting in Verneuil vertices that do not align with the true fillet paths. To avoid such interference, we adopt a patch-by-patch strategy to compute the Verneuil diagram. This strategy makes that the Verneuil vertices are perfectly aligned with the true fillet paths. Second step. For each sample point, we find a Verneuil vertex to act as its rolling ball center. Each Verneuil vertex V is the center of a sphere that touches 4 surface points, and it has a radius r. We use a thin shell, basically a sphere of radius r with thickness epsilon. We see many sample points it covers. Since a sample point might be covered by several Verneuil vertices, we assign it to the one with highest density. This also gives us the estimated fillet radius for that sample. Okay. Now each sample point has a fillet radius, so we define a variation rate across the surface. It's near 0 in fillet regions, close to 1 outside, and jumps sharply at the boundary. In the final step, we formulate fillet segmentation as a graph cut problem. The energy function is based on the variation rate of the fillet radius, and includes 2 terms, a data term and a smoothness term. The data term selects triangles that are more likely to belong to fillet regions, while the smoothness term encourages smooth boundaries and helps eliminate isolated fragments. Together, they allow us to clearly separate fillet and non-fillet regions. In addition, we introduce 3 heuristic rules to improve efficiency. By removing many unnecessary Verneuil vertices, we only keep vertices whose defined spheres osculate the surface. Specifically, we check the following. First, Rule 1 removes Verneuil vertices with overly large radii, since they are unlikely to correspond to fillets. Second, if it covers too little surface, the Verneuil vertex is just tangent, not truly osculating the surface. Finally, if the covered area isn't connected, that Verneuil vertex doesn't meet the osculation condition. These 3 rules significantly reduce the number of Verneuil vertices and improve the overall efficiency of the algorithm. For fillet removal, we propagate boundary normals into the fillet region using geodesic distance, assigning each triangle within the region a target normal direction. We design a 3-term objective function to adjust the orientation of triangles and achieve fillet removal. Next, I'll walk through each of the 3 energy terms. The first term is an edge alignment energy. We want the target normals of 2 adjacent triangles to be orthogonal to their shared edge. That is, their dot product with the edge direction should be 0. This term is crucial for properly extruding sharp edges. The second term is a face alignment energy. We expect each triangle's target normal to be orthogonal to the direction toward its nearest boundary point. That is, their dot product should be 0. This helps prevent the optimization from getting stuck in local minima and avoids producing concave or collapse shapes. The last term is vertex displacement coherence energy. Using only edge alignment and face alignment terms can lead to unstable optimization. This term improves stability and helps control the rate of deformation. For optimization, we reformulate the objective function as a quadratic program and minimize it iteratively by solving a linear system. The detailed derivation of and is provided in the appendix. We compare our method with traditional approaches like efficient RANSAC and QSE, and learning-based methods like ParseNet, HPNet, and SEDNet. When Fillet trajectories are simple, these methods work fairly well, but as trajectories become more complex, they fail to capture the full Fillet regions. In contrast, our method handles complex cases robustly and yields complete, consistent results. We also compare our method with feature-preserving reconstruction approaches on a model containing fillets with different radii. We evaluate VSR, RF, EPS, and KSR. Note that KSR takes as input a point cloud, where fillet regions have been removed using our method. These methods perform well on small radius fillets, but fail to remove larger ones. In contrast, our method handles a wide range of radii and recovers shapes with clear sharp features. We also performed an ablation study on key hyperparameters. Starting with lambda, it controls the smoothness of the segmentation. When lambda equals 0.5, the result has isolated islands. Increasing it to 1.0 makes the result much smoother and removes those artifacts, clearly improving regularization. Now, moving on to epsilon, it controls the thin shell thickness, helping to handle low-resolution meshes. We tested it with edge lengths of 1% and 2% of the bounding box diagonal. When epsilon equals 0.4%, the method works well on high-res meshes, but fails on coarse ones. In contrast, a larger epsilon captures fillets on coarse meshes, but may cause slight over-segmentation. Finally, we perform an ablation study on each energy term involved in the fillet removal optimization. When the edge alignment term is removed, the overall shape can still be roughly recovered, but sharp features are missing. This demonstrates that the edge alignment term is crucial for preserving or extruding sharp features. In contrast, when we instead remove the face alignment term, the results preserve sharp features, but exhibit slight surface collapses. This suggests that relying solely on the edge alignment term may cause the optimization to fall into local minima. The face alignment term plays an important role in suppressing such collapsed shapes. The combination of both terms is essential to achieve shapes that retain sharp features while avoiding surface collapse. The last term, vertex displacement coherence, controls the smoothness of the deformation and ensures the stability of the optimization. When its weight is too small, it may lead to the generation of non-manifold geometry. On the other hand, if the weight is too large, the optimization becomes overly conservative, requiring more iterations to recover the desired shape. We evaluated our method on 100 filleted models from both our self-constructed dataset and the Public Fusion 360 gallery dataset, demonstrating its effectiveness. Notably, our method can handle fillets with varying radii. Here we showcase additional results produced by our method. On the other hand, our method enables customizable fillet removal by selecting Verneuil points within a specified radius range. Primitive detection is a fundamental task in geometry processing. By identifying and removing fillet regions beforehand, we can significantly improve its accuracy and efficiency, benefiting downstream tasks such as reverse CSG, B-rep reconstruction, and primitive-based surface modeling. Our method struggles with fillets involving abrupt rolling ball path changes due to unresolved Verneuil point conflicts. However, it can handle cases where the transition angle exceeds 108 degrees. Thank you for your attention. Our code is now publicly available. Feel free to try it out and share your feedback.